All right, my Alice trees. I made a video the other day, but I made it when I was like awake for like 40 million hours, and I wasn't super happy with it. It was what I was doing at the time, but I've since upgraded and changed it. So this Alice tree is Bubgun's currency Alice tree is using, and I copied it, and it's good. It makes sense. I'll explain to you why it's like this. So up here we have these precursor tablet things. These are the main ways you will be scaling your maps in the game. It adds additional modifiers like quantity, rarity, pack size, more monsters to map more rare monsters, etc. And then these will scale that even further. Here we have more effective prefix modifiers, or 25% more effect of suffix modifiers when opening maps. So this one, what it does is it effectively makes the numbers on your map higher. Either your prefix, which is purely quantity-based stuff, or loot rewards, such as more monsters, quantity, rarity, more rare monsters, more master pack size, stuff like that. And then suffixes are the danger mods that are like 30% increased monster damage, gain damage is cold, stuff like that. And then it can scale either one, but either way you're getting more loot. If it scales the suffixes, which is the danger ones, it'll make you get more waste stones. If you get scales the prefixes, it will scale the loot. So keep in mind with this stuff, you are going to have a pretty okay build that can actually clear these maps. And then down here we have these nodes. Increased effect of explicit modifiers on your waste stones. So that is similar to this, but it's just 3% overall. Rarity, quantity, self-explanatory. Increased effect of explicit modifiers. So this is the explicit modifiers again, and it's for each explicit modifier on the map. So say you have a map with 6 mods, it'll be 12%. Here we have quantity, and quantity is big because we don't get much of it. We mainly just get rarity. This node is very big, deadly evolution. It gives rare monsters 1 to 2 more additional modifiers. And what that does is it makes the monster harder, and it makes them drop more loot. The number of lines they have on their modifiers is directly correlated to how much loot they drop. Harder monster, more loot. And here we have 15% increased rare monsters in your maps. So if you're just starting, you're not going to want to use this tree because it is for currency, and you can't really worry about farming a lot of currency before you actually have a map pool. So first, you're going to want to click all the waystone things, and then you kind of have liberty. You want to take monster stuff, and you can take some tablet stuff too, but you're going to need these waystones. And then this one would be nice too. Rarity, I don't know if I'd really bother with that one. But high road waystone, get these waystone things, get rare monster stuff. And a big thing for sustaining maps is doing the maps with map bosses. I see a lot of people complaining about not being able to sustain maps. Just path to all the map bosses you see. They always drop me like 5 maps. Granted, that's with the full Atlas tree and whatnot, but even early game, they would always drop 2 to 3. You need to be doing those. Now, Breach, we got Grasping Hand. Well, don't start with that one. Start with Crumbling Walls, and then Frantic Invasion, Rising Pyre, and then Grasping Hands. If your build is bad, you can go Sustained Siege, and I would drop Grasping Hands for it. Expedition, we got mainly the way I was putting Expedition in is just to scale the amount of monsters in there for more rare monsters. I don't really care about the Expedition loot. I just wanted more rare monsters in my map for more overall generic loot. And then after you do that, you get more monsters, and then you get the logbooks. For the boss, go right side for quantity. Then I like to go up the middle. You could go for essence too. This is like, this is basically like saying you have an additional rare monster in your map. But I like shrines, because one, shrines are cool. And two, you can get shrines with increased quantity, rarity, and increased XP. Then up here, radiated, this means the zone will get +1 level, and then corrupted also means +1 level and maybe some additional modifier. Here, the arbiter tree. We got rare, I mean, you have no choice in this one. This thing that says additional unique item, I don't know if this means a random unique or not. I did not test it. If it does drop an additional arbiter unique, you definitely click that, but I'm gonna guess it doesn't, because that's kind of weird. Then go socket currency gem, and then rare precursor tablet. Delirium. This is what I had. I'm not super sure. I'm not really feeling like Delirium is super good in this game. You probably don't want to. I don't know. I mean, like, I was doing it, but wasn't super crazy like it was in PoE 1. I'm not sure how the scaling worked on it. Didn't really feel like it was scaling too much. I don't know. I'm not going to give you super in-depth advice because I don't really know. I'd say not really. Take these with a grain of salt. And then here, ritual, you just want more invites with the king. That's where the money in ritual is going to be mostly, other than like getting omens. And then more monsters, reroll stuff. And yeah, that is the trees.